The Dutch election is too close to call as of Thursday morning, with 98% of votes counted. Far-right and central liberal parties both have 26 seats. Final results may take days. Greek Aegean Airlines will become the first European carrier to fly directly to Baghdad to boost economic and cultural ties.
The European Central Bank holds its interest rate at 2%.
The Dutch election is going to the wire, with forces led by newcomer Robiette of the centrist liberal D66 party making spectacular gains in a blow to the far-right PVV led by Geert Wilders. But with the PVV looming close behind and the final result too close to call, many questions remain open about the possibilities for the potential next coalition.
There is a big distinction between D66 and the PVV here, because D66 might actually form a government, right? It's a centrist party. There's many majorities that D66 could form. The PVV not so much, because basically the entire Dutch political center has said that they will not cooperate with them.
Although Wilders may still come out on top in terms of the popular vote, yet it remains a much more likely choice for Prime Minister. But other big parties on both the left and the right may prove decisive on where the coalition will end up on the political spectrum.
So the Green Left Labour Party has just lost a lot of seats. Their leader has stepped down and they are in no talking mood. However, it is very clear that they do want to participate in the government also with the VVD. The VVD, however, has basically run their campaign on not being willing to cooperate with the Green Left Labour Party. So that will be a very difficult hurdle to take.
In 2023, the Netherlands took more than 6 months to reach a coalition agreement.
Aegean Airlines will become the first European carrier to fly directly to Baghdad, the Greek foreign minister said on Thursday during a visit to Iraq. The Greek airline is scheduled to operate its inaugural flight from Athens to Iraqi capital on the 16th of December. Greek Foreign Minister Yorgos Karapetritis said this step will substantially boost economic and cultural ties. His Iraqi counterpart, Fuat Hussein, welcomed the move, saying recent visits from European leaders show the stability country is experiencing. Hussein added that the two countries also discussed cooperation in agriculture, investment and tourism. The news comes as plans are underway to upgrade Baghdad International Airport.
The European Central Bank is staying on the course. On Thursday, the ECB announced that it would hold its interest rate at 2%. The Frankfurt-based bank has not changed its monetary policy since June. The European institution also announced that year-on-year inflation rose slightly in September to 2.2%, slightly above the ECB's target.
We are determined to ensure that inflation stabilizes at our 2% target in the medium term. We will follow a data-dependent and meeting-by-meeting approach to determining the appropriate monetary policy stance.
The ECB's announcement comes a few hours after the US Federal Reserve decided to cut its key interest rate by a quarter of a point to around 3.9%. This is the second time this year that the central bank has chosen to lower its key interest rate.
King Charles is stripping his brother Prince Andrew of his remaining titles and evicting him from his royal residence, Buckingham Palace said in a statement on Thursday. The palace said Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and not as a prince. The move follows revelations about his relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The renewed attention follows claims from Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who died by suicide in April, that she had sexual encounters with Andrew when she was 17. Andrew has long denied Giuffre's claims, but stepped down from loyal duties in 2019.
In the heart of the Karakalpak Desert, in northwestern Uzbekistan, far from the world's art capitals, stands a museum that changed the way we think about where culture can live. This is the Savitsky Museum, known to many as the Louvre in the desert. Inside, every wall tells a story. From the bold lines of Russian avant-garde painters to the silent fragments of ancient Khwarezm. Here, forgotten art found its home.
Наш музей был основан в 1966 году московским художником Игорем Витальевичем Савицким. Игорь Витальевич впервые приезжает к нам в Каракалпакстан в 50-е годы в составе знаменитой Хорезмской археолого-этнографической экспедиции в качестве постоянного художника. Наш музей занимает второе место в мире собранием коллекции русского авангарда после знаменитого Русского музея в Санкт-Петербурге. И коллекция нашего музея насчитывает более 100 тысяч экспонатов. И более 80 тысяч из них собирает Игорь Витальевич Савицкий за всю свою жизнь, которую прожил у нас в Каракалпакстане.
Savitsky, a Moscow artist turned collector, fell in love with this remote region. What began as a modest effort to preserve local crafts became one of the world's greatest collections of suppressed and forgotten art. Among the museum's treasures are sculptural works carved from wood and stone, traditional jewelry, and handcrafted household items that reveal the artistry of everyday life in Karakalpakstan. Nearby, vivid paintings capture local traditions and faces, scenes of people, nature, and color that echo through time. Together, these collections form a living dialogue between heritage and creativity. Savitsky's vision built the bridge between the past and modern identity.
Конечно, ежегодно нас посещают много посетителей, как местные, так и зарубежные туристы. Интерес растет каждым днем, каждым годом, конечно. Если в прошлом году нас посетили свыше 60 тысяч человек, то уже за 9 месяцев посетили наш музей свыше 11 тысяч иностранных туристов и более 48 тысяч наших местных туристов.
The Savitsky Museum is more than a gallery. It's a story of defiance, passion, and rediscovery. Proof that even in the desert, art can bloom and endure.
When we say it's virtual, it means you draw the pastures in a mobile application, and then instead of the animals, when they graze, instead of them meeting a physical boundary, they are faced with an audio cue and potentially an electric cue that will tell them that they're crossing the boundary. The farmers save time from doing less mending and moving of fences, which is a big input factor in how they manage their animals. But beyond this, you also get better utilization of your land, meaning less spend on forage and supplement feed.
Current result doesn't show any difference from traditional electric fences, looking into the behavior of animals and also looking into the stress levels of the animal, the cortisol level, that is a stress hormone. I think it's very important for the future to have a really clear definition what type of function should the virtual fence include to have a high level of animal welfare, because it should be easy for the animal to do the right behavior, and if the system is built in certain ways, it could be bad for the animals, really. They need to have time to turn around on the audio cue, for example.